What's up, y'all? It's the Boosh Bag. Miss Boosh Bag to you. All right, so I did not post the video for this last week because, like I said in my last video, my husband asked me to go somewhere. I never got back to doing it. It was the next day, chopping the video in half, and then I mistakenly deleted it because I was wearing the same outfit as I was in the video that I already posted last week. So yeah, it's all lost. I don't know if you gave a damn about that, but whatever. Okay, so I'm just going to go clip by clip with the commercials, whatever. Starts off with Brianna and Matt walking, talking, blah, blah, blah. They're talking at this little restaurant or something. First, they're talking about Christy. Well, they're talking about Brianna wanting to have a party, and it's called a pre-pop party. So it's before she pops because she's pregnant. So it'll be kind of like her last time to party and all that stuff with her friends. And then Matt's like, so who you inviting? And she's like, well, definitely not Christy. And then she goes on to say that Christy's been acting different, like weird, where she thinks that Christy might actually be on drugs. And she's saying that she knows what drinking looks like from like somebody in her family. I can't remember. But she doesn't think it's drinking. She thinks it's like pills. And of course, Matt is right there going along with it, right? And they think very specifically that she had everything to do with the publicist that's trying to sue Brianna, knowing where she was to serve her the papers, because Christy hired Brianna's ex-publicist. So Brianna fired her publicist, and Christy hired the same person, and she thinks that she hired her so that she can find out more stuff about Brianna, because Brianna's not being her friend. So like trying to stalk her or be in her business, and somehow believes that Christy gave the publicist, well, I guess if she told the publicist where she would be, she could deduce that. That doesn't particularly mean that she went and her and the publicist are in cahoots to try to do whatever. It's like, okay, yeah, I'm going to a party with all the girls, or whatever. I'm invited to Tanya's party. Everybody's going to be there. Or the show is taping at this place, or whatever the hell. I think the person could reasonably deduce this information herself, or why she would feel like she would need to hide it. And what makes them think that the publicist would be talking to Christy about her ex-clients and her business? Like, if I hired somebody, if somebody's my manager, like, I don't care about the other people they manage. I care about me. And why would they come and start talking to me about it? Like, okay. So, I don't know. I'll take that with a grain of salt. Matt also wants to tell the name of the baby. He said that all the guys have been asking, and Brianna's like, yeah, everybody wants to know, but she kind of wants to do it like in a big announcing sort of thing, as opposed to people just kind of already knowing, like, oh, the baby's going to be, like on the other show, the baby's name is Aubrey, the baby's name is Aubrey. Well, I think they did have two different names for a boy or a girl, and then Amanda did have no, she had a party to see if it was a little person or a big person, not if it was a boy or a girl. Okay, so their thing is going to be, the pre-pop party is going to be kind of like a baby shower, housewarming party type thing. Yeah, and she said that she'll think about it as far as letting people know the name, but she is really leaning towards not really doing that. All right, then we got this nasty ass little episode with not episode, little scene with Elena and her husband. Apparently she is horny, and horny as hell, horny beyond belief. And she don't believe that she has to wait 6 weeks. Like, oh my God, 6 weeks. What I do wish didn't happen was that she wasn't talking about that dumb nasty shit when my husband was walking past. Because I didn't need for him to sit there and get an earful of no fucking bitch talking about how bad she want to fuck and how horny she is and all of this and all of that. Because I am telling him otherwise, y'all. I'm telling him otherwise, all right? Ain't nobody got to be all that horny. I don't know what's wrong with her, okay? Anyway, she's so desperate for the damn sex. She like, well, what can we do? Oh, I can't wait 6 weeks. It's like death. It's like, and he said something about, well, you know, I'm horny too. You know, I miss you too. The doctor said, you know, but the doctor said, she was like, but? It's like, but what? Like, the back door. The doctor did not say we couldn't use the back door. So you want to get fucked in the ass? I didn't need you to say nothing like that with my husband in the room. And I couldn't be very obvious and just turn the show off or change the channel because I wasn't expecting your nasty ass to say no shit like that. Okay? What is fucking in the ass gonna do for your horniness? Do people come from getting fucked in the ass? No, please don't answer me. No, no. Don't answer me. Either way, he went inside. I can't remember what is his name. He went inside to get them some iced tea or something, and he was tired, and she was like, well, you might as well lay on my lap because I can't use it for anything else. And as soon as he laid his ass down, the baby started crying. So it ended this naughty scene where it needed to be stopped before it started. That's what I don't need to happen. I guess it's all right if I have to hear, but please don't talk about sex and fucking in the ass with my husband's in the room. I don't need the pressure. Okay, little woman. Tanya and Tara. Now, they haven't been speaking because Tanya is mad as hell at Tara because Tara does not like her brand of athletic wear, specifically the logo. Okay, so there's a logo. I think it says Little Boss, like in a circle. It's big as hell. And it has like a flower or something in the center. And Tanya was like, well, Tara's looking at it like, what the hell is this? And she was like, that is a lotus flower. And that represents me because I'm like a flower. And Tara's like, bitch, no, you're not. How the fuck who decided that you were like a flower? And I agree. What you call it, Elena, in the last week's episode, the 2 weeks ago episode, because this is the last week episode, right? Was like, yeah, I agree with her. Everybody agree with her. I don't know, a lotus flower might work, actually, just for it to be a logo, but it's the problem that I have with it is you saying that it represents you, because it does not. In what universe are you like a motherfucking flower? Really? You go around bullying people, talking shit, being tough. You got like a 4-finger ring or some shit like Mr. T, like I'm a boss, I'm a little boss. Like how is that equivalent to being soft and gentle like a fucking flower? Unless, I don't know, do lotus flowers become very aggressive and fight people? Try to frighten people and intimidate people? Do flowers do that? So yeah, every time Tara has tried to bring it up, Tanya has taken horrific amounts of offense to it. Like, she is mad as hell. And she literally seemed like she just stopped liking Tara. She ain't been hanging with her. She started hanging with Christy and all of that. So they are coming together because Tara said that this is the longest that they have ever not spoken to each other, ever. They've been roommates. They've known each other like over 20-something years. They know everything about each other. And also Tara is once again jealous of Christy. She's always jealous of anybody being nice to Christy. So they come over and she like, all right, well, you know what? I'm just going to say, I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to hurt your feelings or anything. I didn't know that you would take it, so, wrong, that I was just trying to share my opinion because I didn't want you to, get hurt or embarrass yourself. And Tanya, and she starts crying or whatever. And Tanya's like, oh my God. All right, see, I see her do this little crying shit and manipulate other people. But no, she's not going to manipulate me. Them little crocodile tears ain't going to do nothing for me. So essentially, Tara had to give it all the hell up and just be like, fuck it. I'm not going to say nothing. Because Tanya's like, well, here's the thing. You're like my closest friend. So the way that you're saying that you're my closest friend, so you expected me to be this way, like I would have never expected that. I did something I always wanted to do and I told you about it. I shared it with you and you just kind of shit on it. And I would never expect for you to do that to me. I would expect for you to like my stuff and not hurt my feelings. And then every time I try to bring it up to you, you keep on saying the exact same shit and it hurt her feelings. And she's like, well, I wasn't trying to hurt your feelings and all of that stuff. And then they went on about the party. And Tara's really mad because she wasn't invited. She was like, and you're hanging out with Chrissy. Like, why are you hanging out with her? Like, we don't trust her. She almost put me in jail. She almost put your best friend in jail, and you're hanging with her. And Tanya's like, well, I don't really, I don't see her as that bad. Like, I'm chilling. It's whatever. I wasn't particularly trying to hurt you, but yeah, I asked her to come and do something with me, and we hung out, and it was cool. We had a good time. And then Tara brings up Tanya's daughter. And what is her name? I think it's Angelique, right? And she's like, well, all right. Angelique had to invite me to the party, to Kerwin's party, which I was really, really hurt by, that you were so mad at me. You wouldn't invite me to a party. And I'm the only one that has known Kerwin and your daughter from day one. And I had to get invited by your daughter. But here's the thing. We were having a conversation. And at the end, I'm like, oh, so your dad moved in. Like, how's that going? And she told me that she thinks that you are settling by being with her dad. And she's like, I didn't understand that. Now, Tanya got mad at Tara because she somehow felt like Tara was being in her business. But I think it was a totally regular question to ask somebody. Your friends, two friends, both parents, and you're talking with their daughter, and they just moved in together. And you're like, oh, well, how's it going? Like, I don't know, is that getting in someone's business? Yeah, I think Tanya just want to blame things on Tara right now. So it didn't have nothing to do with Tara. Tara was not expecting the daughter to say that. She wasn't trying to get no sneaky information, no dirt on them or nothing like that. She had no idea that the daughter was unhappy or whatever. But yeah, Tanya's mad as hell because she's like, why is my daughter out here telling my motherfucking business? And what the fuck is she even talking about? So yeah, she said they definitely need to have a damn talk. All right, so right now, Christy is trying to do yoga with her daughter, Autumn. Yeah. She is so bad. Well, she says because she's a dwarf and because she's dyslexic. But why can't she do an opposite arm? So they just keep going back and forth. And she keeps lifting up her same arm and same leg at the same time instead of the opposite. So the right leg and left arm, like she can't get it. She's humiliating her daughter because the whole thing is just a hot ass damn mess. All right, so her and her daughter, they have a little talk because I guess things have been really, really stressful lately, and it's because of Christy's father. He is really sick. She said that he's got some isolated cancerous cells somewhere, so they think it hasn't spread. It might be okay. Basically, if the cells are in his colon, everything is going to be messed up. So her daughter is really saying like, okay, so your parents were there for you when you were addicted to all of this stuff and they helped you through it. So you're going to be there for them, right? And she's like, yeah, motherfucker, of course. So they're just doing this whole little mother-daughter support thing. I guess it's cute. It's whatever. Then we go to, okay, it's called the Peddler's Creamery. I was just talking to my husband about it because I'm excited to sell. I'm like, I am going there, okay? But it's an ice cream shop where you ride a bike to churn your own ice cream. I'll get in my workout and then completely ruin it right after. All right, so Tanya invited Elena and Jasmine there because she kind of wanted to talk to them about her and Tara. So she told them everything is cool. Her and Tara talk. They're friends again. Yay, right? But Elena came in that motherfucker with an attitude, and she was like, I'm not here to kiss Tanya's ass because she cut me off at Gerwin's party. So basically, she's like, well, when we were at the party, it's very rude that you stop and you won't let me talk. And Tanya's like, I did let you talk, and everybody lets you talk because you just talk. You're always talking. I'm like, you know what? For Elena to be little and not minority, well, Tara's outspoken too, but Elena's a feisty one, and she do talk a little shit, a little Russian shit. So yeah, she don't like to be shut the hell down. But I don't think that she understood exactly, everything that was going on. So Tanya's like, well, I didn't try to shut you down. And Elena's like, well, I just told you this. And Tanya's not mad at Elena because she was like, well, I see where she's getting her information from. But if she actually were to see my activewear line, not hear about it from somebody who didn't like it, then I'm sure that she would love it. So Elena's telling Tanya, well, I just want to be friends with people who allow me to speak my mind. Like, I'm not gonna be your friend if you be cutting me off, telling me to shut up, walking away from me when I'm talking and shit like that. Like, no, it's not gonna go like that. And Tanya's like, okay, motherfucker, we already said we all be listening to you. We listening to you again right now. Bossy ass. Anyway, then they start talking about Matt and Brianna's pre-pop party slash housewarming baby shower baby name thing. And Tanya's like, well, how do you feel about it, Jasmine? And she's like, well, honestly, I am still so disgusted by Matt. Yeah, I don't know how I can deal with being around him. And Tanya's like, shouldn't you do like the rest of us and basically suck it up? Because she's saying that she won't be our friend if we don't just let her be with this horrible person. And she's like, well, I mean, I'll go and I'll try to be supportive, but I'm having a hard time with it. She really is fucking disgusted by the whole damn shit. And she's already contemplating feeling like she need to have a talk with Matt or some shit like that, because yeah. So she's gonna wing it and see if she can be phony like everybody else just for the sake of the friendship. Okay, so now Jasmine and her husband Chris are walking down the beach, it's not the boardwalk, just on the beach, supposed to be all romantic and all of this stuff. And just out of the damn blue, she start bitching about Matt and Brianna. I'm like, damn, you thinking about this shit that hard? So she's 4 months pregnant. Her baby that she already has is like 2.5. She works 60 hours a week. So she's stressed the hell out, and then this friendship is stressing her. So she goes on to tell her husband that she really don't know how to feel or deal with being around Matt after all of that stuff. And he's like, yeah, that shit was gross. And if it bothers you, maybe it would be better if you just try to have a talk with him. And she's like, yeah, kind of. But in real life, she's scared. She's scared that he gonna go off, because we already seen him go off. And I don't even know why. Why is Brianna with him after he called them Oompa Loomps, whatever the hell. Oompa Loompas? He didn't say the whole word. I think he just said oomps, but everybody fucking know what that means when it's a bunch of little people around and you call a motherfucker oomph. So, yeah. Everyone's disgusted by him, and he called them that because he did something wrong. And everybody's mad at him. And then you make fun of this person, which is actually even making fun of your own wife. So child. Anyway, yeah. She is not feeling him at all. She is contemplating what her husband is saying. I suggest she bring her husband with her in case Matt get out of line, because he's average size and he's a bully and he be talking shit. So yeah, you gotta bring your husband when you try to tell somebody, hey, I don't like your actions and I'd like to talk to you about it. And then he like, motherfucker, don't ask me no questions. Don't question my shit. No, he ain't gonna say that, because I already saw it, all right? But yeah, she's thinking about it. Finally, we get to Tanya talking to her daughter, Angelique, and they're in like an aerial silk dance class or whatever the hell. Tanya ass is too little to do any of the stuff, and she's trying to explain to the woman that I have short limbs and my torso doesn't bend. So she's saying that their backs are kind of like, I guess maybe like even like hunchbacky a little bit. So their backs can't go like this way and all of that kind of stuff. So the lady tried to put her in some other type of damn way. Got her legs all out, open in the air and all of this. So they basically gave up. So she's sitting on the floor and she's talking to her daughter about what she came to talk about, which is, why the hell did you tell Tara that you got a problem with me and your father being back together? All right. Basically, by her saying that she thinks that her mother is settling for her father, she told her, well, I think that you just with him just because he's around, or maybe convenient, or just a person that you're used to. Like, it's no reason to be with him. And she was like, I mean, don't you like your father? She's like, yeah, I love both of y'all, but I mean, what is the point? Like, So she's saying that Tanya explains to her that she's known her when, obviously, the full span of time that this girl's been alive. So 20, 30 years or whatever the hell amount of time it's been. And they genuinely care for each other. They really do love each other. And it's been a lot of on again, off again and all of this. But they love each other and they want to be together. So it's not out of desperation or any of that other stuff. And her daughter just starts crying. And yeah, I'm perplexed, and Tanya is too. Like, what is wrong with you? She's mad because nobody asked her. I'm wondering why anybody would have to ask her. Does she live with Tanya? Because if she lives with Tanya, then I guess it could be weird for a man to move in, but it's still her father that moved in. But I guess he hasn't lived there in a really, really long time, so she's not used to living with her father. I don't know. But yeah, she said that everything basically changed. So at one point, Tanya didn't do something that she had always done. And as soon as that happened, it kind of made her lose faith that anything would be the same. Like, oh, well, if this is different, then I guess every fucking thing is different. So I guess her father moving in with her mother kind of interfered with their relationship as mother and daughter. And I don't know, I guess maybe she kind of feels second fiddly now. And she wasn't consulted. Like, somebody moved in and she didn't ask. Or her, not ask, but, you know, talk to her at all. But I guess Tanya probably thought it was okay because she already knows him. You don't have to get to know him. I mean, it's your actual father. So just a miscommunication problem, I guess, from what I can see. So I think they squared it away, but I think Tanya is still really like me, like kind of a little bit like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know. She probably could have just said something to her mom about that. But Tanya is, once again, not a motherfucking lotus flower, little boss, little Miss Tough Ass. So same shit that she's saying to her daughter now, like, mind your business. You're a grown ass woman and I'm grown. I do what I want, is probably what she would have said if her daughter would have told her that she felt uncomfortable or if she had talked to her about it. So I guess she felt like she had to suck it up and keep all of the shit to herself anyway, if that makes any sense. Christy and Todd go shopping for trees or something because apparently they got a new house and they want to jazz up the backyard or garden or whatever the hell. So they're going through all of these little dwarf trees and, you know, making jokes or whatever. So Todd is like, does your dad like gardening? And Christy's like, well, he don't really like nothing right now because of, you know, his situation. He's sick. So then Todd is like, well, I'm thinking that you doing gardening, you know, with him might actually help him to bring his spirits up and all that sort of stuff. She was like, you know what, that might be a really nice gesture. So when she explained what's going on with her father now, apparently they found pre-cancer cells in his esophagus and they weren't able to get down to his colon or whatever. So they're going to have to do some more testing. And Todd's like, what is pre-cancer? She was like, I don't know, but her mom is talking about like radiation and chemo, so it's getting scary and it's going there. So out of the blue, Todd is like, you know what? I talked to my dad and I'm not gonna go and look for my birth parents. Well, I'll still do it, but right now my own family issues like right here are like bigger and I just don't think that it's good for me to be going across the country looking for my birth parents, you know, while you're over here struggling. I think that Christy kind of, you know, liked the sentiment like, oh, that's sweet, but no, really. Go find your motherfucking family, because she would really like for him to find his family. She's like, well, he needs to know if he has any family diseases, genetic diseases. Her father right now has cancer. Like, what if his father has cancer? What if that runs in his family? And she's like, well, he's not getting any younger, so she really wants him to go and find his fucking birth parents. But his mind appears to be made up, so whatever. He said he's not giving up, though. He is going to do it, just not right now while her father is struggling with, you know, pre-cancer, cancer, whatever the situation is right now. And now we are at Brianna's pre-pop party. So everybody's there, the usual suspects, and everybody brought their husbands, dudes, whatever. Jasmine is still feeling like so uncomfortable to be there. And she decides to take her husband's advice and talk to Matt. So she pulls him aside and he goes along, which is good because she was really, really scared to do it. She thought that he might go off, like I already said. But he didn't. She told him that, you know, she's like, well, the whole stuff, the shit that went on with you and those other women, you know, it was gross. It was disgusting. And I've been having a hard time just dealing with you and the feelings that I have towards you. Matt appeared to get choked up and even start crying. He said that he was wrong. Brianna doesn't deserve what he did to her. And he wants to make a change, not just, you know, for the relationship, but definitely for the relationship. But he wants to make a change for his kids. Like, he's got these sons and he was like, I mean, what do I want to do? Keep on being a piece of shit in front of my kids. So I'm gonna be a piece of shit 20 years from now, and they're like, oh, well, my dad told me to be a piece of shit. Like, I don't want to be like this. I want to show them that people can overcome things and, you know, be better people and all of this sort of stuff. And, you know, he wants to, with time, show people that he is a better person. And Jasmine is completely impressed by this, especially the tears, and goes on to say that she hopes that he can get the help that he does need, especially if he's the guy that Brianna chose, then she's going to have to accept it. And he's like, well, I just want to thank you for always having been a friend to my wife, like a true friend that didn't turn on her, because everybody hasn't been like that. Like, other people have turned on her and all that stuff. So she was like, well, I'm just glad that she'll let me be a friend to her. And the whole time that they're over there talking, Tara's messy ass is over there like, do you see her husband over there talking with Jasmine? I wonder what they're talking about. She's staring at them. Brianna's trying to go on with her life like everybody else. And she was like, she looks mad too. She looks angry. And Brianna's like, is he okay? Yes, bitch. Ain't that... What's going to happen to his giant ass? Anyway, yeah. So while they're talking, yeah, Tara's starting up all of the shit. At the end of their conversation and, you know, all the crap, they feel good, and she's really happy that she got it off her chest, and, you know, the air is cleared. So when she comes back, Tara's like, so what was that about? She was like, oh, nothing. Basically, I needed to talk to Matt for myself about the things that were bothering me in order for me to move on and accept him as, you know, your person. And it worked out well. And Brianna's like, oh, well, great. That's cool. But that would have messed up our friendship anyway. But stop motherfucking lying, because everybody else that hated your husband, it stopped their friendship. That's exactly what he's talking about. Like, other people weren't her true friends. They were being her friend. They weren't your friend, Matt. They didn't like you, and they kept on telling her how much they didn't like you, and she cut off her family and her friends for your cheating ass. So that's not her friends not being her true friends. That's her friends being her true friends. And this girl is doing the same thing, except that she just came along later and was nicer to y'all for a longer amount of time until she realized that you're a piece of shit. But all the other girls already knew that. So now she's mad. And now you're having this conversation instead of making fun of her and calling her motherfucking oomph like you did to the other girls. Anyway, Tara's like, I don't know why this is any of Jasmine's business anyway. Like, she's not dating Matt. Only Brianna is. Brianna's the one that has to sleep with him. Why are you in everybody's business? Wonder who got to sleep with who in order for them to be mad. You was mad before. You was mad as hell, and you was all up in Brianna's ear telling her all of this shit about Matt, and you did not have to sleep with him. So I don't know what sleep with somebody has to do with caring about your friend, but yeah, I guess you just make up your own logic at your leisure. Then they all sit down to eat, and then I have to listen to this little fuck fest, a Christy hating party. Essentially, Jasmine asked, okay, so I know you were mad at Kerwin's party. Did you ever find out if it was Christy that sent the person there? Yes, I did find out. And I heard through the grapevine that she did it on purpose. You heard through the grapevine from who? The bitch sitting next to you? There's no way for you to fucking know if Christy did that. And from what I can see of what Christy's going through, like, you bitches are like so not even on her mind for her to be thinking about that shit. And then Tara's chiming in like, yup, she is evil. And Jasmine's like, you know, what is it going to take for her to just, you know, go away and blah, 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 blah. And they all chiming in and talking shit. And Tanya's like, hold up, though. This is petty as hell. And I don't think that she give a fuck about this like that, to be doing that. And Elena's like, yeah, like, you don't know. Like, this person, first of all, why would this woman be telling her that she's suing? Like, why do you think that she would know her publicist's personal business? Oh, because, and then Tanya's like, yeah, I don't think she's that kind of person. And Tara's like, you don't believe it? This is the person that tried to get your quote-unquote best friend locked up. No, her quote-unquote best friend threw something at Christy. And stop acting like you didn't do. See, that's the petty shit where you act like you didn't do nothing. And this person, first of all, you can't get locked up unless you're black for no reason, okay? You can get locked up for no reason, but you ain't black, all right? And that ain't what fucking happened to you. So yeah, so Tara is in there, whatever, trying to add some shit in, and they're Elena and Tanya are trying to stick up for Christy because she's like, but what? What would, if she wants to be your friend, what point would it be for her to do something to hurt you and make you more mad at her? And it was like, because she's evil. Tara's like, because she's a hoe. Well, first of all, she's not a hoe. And what would being a hoe have to do with what we're even talking about? Anyway, Tara is hating so hard. She is so jealous of Christy. So fucking jealous. I mean, it's episode after episode, season after season. You keep calling her fat and ugly, but yet the second anybody likes her, like, you're so fucking jealous because you think that you're entitled to other things because you think you're thinner and more attractive and that life should be better for you. So the second that anything goes good for Christy, you want to tear it down. You are evil and hateful and motherfucking spiteful, and your mother should have put a motherfucking R at the end of Terror and made it Terror, okay? Terror. You are terrible. You're a horrible person. Anyway, then Brianna's like, oh, it's not just that. Back from when I used to be her friend up until now, like, I just see a totally different person, and I'm just wondering if she's fighting her demons again, you know? And then Tara's like, well, me and Tanya have thought at some time that she was on drugs. I don't know, Tanya is like, I'm just, why am I so aggravated with Tara? And it's not because she's pregnant that she's being a bitch. She is literally a bitch all the time. A hateful, evil, spiteful, ass, greedy, jealous bitch. So then Tara and Brianna are talking about a year ago. Tanya actually did vouch, I guess, kind of for this story, but still didn't go far with accusations. But they're saying that Christy used to be like really, really sad, like down, like droopy, and then she would take ibuprofen and then be all up and dancing on tables and all kind of other shit. So they don't think ibuprofen really does that, and they think that maybe it was some sort of drugs. Well, here's the thing. Maybe she was in pain and then she took the ibuprofen, and then maybe it's her personality for her to be all excited and dancing on tables and having fun and all of that. And maybe it's the opposite. Maybe the down state is what isn't her, and the ibuprofen brought her back to the person that she is. I mean, if we're gonna speculate, we might as well speculate all the way in every direction, not just what feeds our purpose. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's right. I'm always sticking up for Christy because I feel like they be picking on her, and I feel like she be giving a raw ass deal all the damn time. Okay, and apparently Elena is feeling the same way I'm feeling because she was like, you know, these examples that they're giving, like, I didn't know that they thought that Christy was on drugs, but I think that this is all just speculation, accusations with like no proof. Exactly. It's no proof. And y'all sitting at a party with tons of people making up lies about what we don't even know if it's a lie. You're just spreading a vicious rumor about someone and making it up, and you always got a problem if somebody do that to you. But yeah, you're gonna sit here at a party and tell a bunch of people, a ton of people, that this girl is a drug addict with absolute certainty, or enough certainty to try to make it seem like it was real. And Tanya and Brianna are right. You don't have no proof. You do not know what her reaction to ibuprofen is. You do not know her regular state of being. You do not know if the things that you're saying are true. So it's pretty pathetic. Anyway, Brianna gets up. They do their party thing, and his fucking name is Maverick Rex. Is it Rex? Maverick something or the other. Whatever. Shit is nonsense, okay? Maverick Ray, Maverick. I don't know. It was Maverick, though. Definitely. And the second name was like 3 letters, okay? That's about as much as I can remember, and I didn't write it down. But anyway, after that, she sits down. She's in pain. Now, she's been saying that she's been having contractions since the night before, so she ain't been feeling well the whole entire party, Brianna. And Tara's telling her that she needs to like sit down on this thing, and she's saying that she's in constant pain, like it was hurting but now it just doesn't stop. And Tara's like, well, that don't even sound like Braxton Hicks. Like Braxton Hicks, you have it and then it eases up and it comes back, but continuous pain, and she's like, is it in the front or the back? She's like, it's all around, it's everywhere. She is in pain. She is hurting. And everybody's kind of scared. Sarah's like, we really don't need her to have this baby right now because a little person giving birth naturally, it put the baby in danger. The baby could die, and Brianna could die. So Brianna finally gives it. She was like, I need to go to the fucking hospital. And Matt calls himself rushing her. Well, can't really rush her because she got the little walker and she walking like super slow. She is big as a effing house, okay? So yeah, they went off to the emergency room, and Tanya's like, that baby is coming right now. But the baby ain't supposed to come for like 2 more weeks. So, okay, so I don't know what's going to happen with this, but I guess we're going to find out because I'm about to watch that episode right after this one, right? Okay, so, I don't know. What things did I say? What was my recap? I think I recapped along the way, so I probably don't have to do the recap. I recapped with the review. So, I don't know. If y'all think that they are playing the hell out of Christy, or do you think that Christy actually knew? I mean, it's either way. It's either yes, she did, or she didn't. And there's really no way for us to know unless she admits it or unless the person comes out and says it. Do you think that they are all just being petty as hell and blaming all kind of shit on her? Or do you think that Christy is really that childish and that petty, and that having that much free time from being stressed out about her dad and her daughter, and not being able to have babies and all the things that she's stressed out with, to put all of this extra pettiness into the shit that they're accusing her of. So once again, if you agree with the things that I said, let me know in the comments. If you disagree, tell me about it. Let me know why you disagree. And maybe, I don't know, perhaps you could give me some insight onto something that I didn't know about. But until the next time, I'll talk to y'all later.
Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to watch my channel. While you're at it, swing by and check out my previous video.
Going back, it's my, food is the way to a man's heart, through his stomach, whatever. Y'all know how it goes.
If you're into prettying yourself up and beautifying, go and check out my natural hair and beauty channel.
I took a step towards him. He punched me in the face. I go down.
I also have a fitness channel where I share free workouts if that's something that you've been looking for.